Hi, legends. Beautiful Monday. Very hot. We've got a heat wave here in South Africa. We're going into summer. I'm looking at the price of Bitcoin over here. And are we getting the bounce? Are we getting the bounce? Legends, smash. Oops. Wait, let me just pause this. Okay. Sorry, legends. I just needed to pause the YouTube stream over there. Welcome to the live stream, Mr. Crypto Big Brains. As always, I appreciate your support. Thanks for being here. Tiago, sub 𝗬𝗍𝘆𝗽, welcome to the live stream. Ahmed, hey 𝗬𝗍𝘆𝗽, waiting for you since last live. I enjoyed listening to your TA. Thanks for everything. Absolute pleasure. Thanks for joining, and let's see if we're going to get the bounce here to the upside. Let me just share my screen in the meantime and show you guys. Well, what am I looking at, right? Why are we getting the, well, I mean, I call it a bounce, but why are we getting this mini bounce here to the upside? And if I did enter a trade, why and where did I enter the trade? Okay, my position is already protected. By the way, okay, I just highlighted this trade inside our Legends Pro community as well. Smash up the like on your way in. Irina, welcome to the live stream. Yokasta, hello, 𝗬𝗍𝘆𝗽. Smash the like, guys. Yes, smash the like. Will we have a live stream again today where the likes supersede the amount of people watching the live stream? That would be absolutely fantastic. Okay, I can see people are still joining, waiting for the notification. Are we going to get the rejection? Am I going to get stopped out? Ooh, or are we going to go and claim the high from here, the local high? Okay, the local high, legends, the local high, right? Is it a possibility to go and claim the local high? Looking at this structure, I'm in doubts. You have a high, higher high, higher high, and now we have a higher low, lower high. Okay, higher low, higher low, higher low, lower low. So it does look like it wants to turn over, but this could be a little scalp to the upside. Okay, so I'm looking to play that momentum, underbelly resistance, take some profits, and right, and then we do have the potential where I will be watching this pivot. Okay, this was the pivot that I was observing. What I liked about this pivot, okay, if you guys would like to learn how to trade, if you'd like to be a successful, profitable day trader, if you'd like to know how to do technical analysis, if you'd like to know how to use the tools to do technical analysis, if you'd like to learn trading strategies, swing failure patterns, my D-line strategy, this is the channel for you. Okay, if you'd like to know which is the best meme coin to buy out of the many thousands that gets launched every month, this is not the channel, right? Because boy, oh boy, have I seen, or have I never seen anyone make significant amounts of money with meme coins and keep it, right? Everyone jumps into some of these meme coins. I have some friends as well. They're always looking for the next 200x, the next 400x. You typically jump in when the party is coming to an end. Okay, you buy the top and hoping to catch one of those meme coins that's going to give you the 1000x or the 500x. Okay, if you don't know technical analysis, you don't know how to trade, you don't know risk management, by all means you can go and FOMO into these meme coins and go and bet on the casino over there. But if you want to know how to trade and how to do technical analysis, this is the channel, right? You all know it. This is the channel, and this is why you're here, to learn how to trade without using trading setups or signals from anyone else. Cool, legends. Now, the question is, I've got my cup of coffee. Okay, we're going to make it a nice intimate stream over here. Am I going to get stopped out? Am I going to stay in this trade? Let's see how this plays out. Okay, we did get a reaction. I mean, and I did take some profits here by the highs, by the way. Okay, I just want to disclose I did take some profits off the table over here. And you might be asking, well, 𝗬𝗍𝘆𝗽, where did you get into the trade? Why did you enter the trade? I was aiming for this little reaction over here. Okay, that's exactly where I got into the trade. So normal, basic technical analysis, you take a FIB retracement, looking at the structure here on the 5-minute time frame, you know, these are intraday setups. You want to play the movements to the upside. You want to play the movements to the downside, to the upside, to the downside. That's how you make money. It all adds together. And by the end of the day or the end of the month, you have a bag of profits that you can do some significant things with. Okay. So when you take a FIB from this low, okay, to the high, and now you can see, okay, beautiful tap at the 0.618. And this is why I was watching this pivot like a hawk just before the live stream, watching this pivot. And also it's a 0.618. Okay, we were consolidating slightly above, and I was waiting for that wick down to grab the liquidity because I saw there was a little bit of liquidity below that wick. SFP in the making, like one-on-one. Is a swing failure pattern where you dip down below, you fail to break down, and you get the acceptance back above. I entered like a sniper, okay, nailed that entry to the dollar. You have to be fast, and my position is already protected because that's how I like to trade. Even if I get stopped out and gets acceptance back above, I'm persistent, I'll re-enter. That's if I'm not busy with other things, maybe presenting something here on the live stream. I don't mind missing out on trades because there's always another trade around the corner. Okay, so also when I take a normal trend-based FIB, okay, this is kind of what I was looking at over here from this high, from the highest pivot, and I'm measuring this wave, okay, to the lows, to the high. Ooh, okay, now we're talking. Now you're getting some areas of confluence over here. Do you guys see this? Okay, let me just drag it a little bit more across. And this is what technical trading is about. Is that when you spot a wave and you're trying to make sense of this wave and price is losing the lows over here, okay? You're now looking for high probable bouncing areas so that you can play little bounces to the upside, get in, get out, take your profits, make your money for the day. And I do like the 0.618. I like the pivot, and I like the one-to-one extension. Okay, because by now I know that the one-to-one extension is a great FIB extension level where usually you see a nice reaction. 0.618, we all know. I've made a video about the 1.618, the 0.618. We all know how powerful this level can be. Always a nice bouncing area. And then this pivot where you fail to break down, you get acceptance back above. I, as a technical trader, even if I get stopped out with no loss over here, because this is why I protected my position, it's a trade for me worth taking. Definitely a trade for me worth taking. And if we lose this area, okay, that's what I do as a technical trader. I get stopped out. We lose the area. We come back down. Then my next area of confluence is the 1.236, 786. Always look to the left. Can I spot anything else? Not much. I do like this pivot. But if this wave has any chance of bullish continuation to the upside, this has to be the maximum target. Because we all know the game of probabilities. Once you tap the 0.88, okay, you increase the possibility of coming to take the low. Okay, so that is the long that I got into, legends. And right, still always a high chance of being stopped out. And this is why I am so aggressive and so defensive with my stop loss. When I enter, I want to see if I can show you guys over here. I'll go through the comments in a moment, okay? Let me see if I can show you guys over here quickly. Okay, let me do this. Let me show you here on 𝗞𝗍. I wanted to trade on Bluffin, but there was a specific reason why I didn't enter the trade on Bluffin. But I just want to show you guys, when I enter a trade, okay, if you want to learn how to trade, this is the channel for you. Because what I'm teaching and showing you guys over here is what you are going to pay for in other people's crypto courses, and maybe they won't even show what I'm showing you right now, okay? If you want to learn how to trade, this is how I trade. You guys can see, not a limit order, this was a market order. I sniped the acceptance back above. We dip below. As soon as you get back above, I sniped that entry. As soon as price moves in my favor, I protect my position. Basically means I put my stop loss on my entry so that if I get stopped out, I will only lose a little bit of fees. And I did take a little bit of profits here because the fees was a little bit higher. So not a big position, but I mean, I can still make significant, you know, $100 here, $100 or $50 there. Right. If I get stopped out, you guys can see that I will not take, I will lose $4, right? $4 is nothing for me, considering the gains that you make when you get those 2 to 3 to 4, 5 risk to reward trades. And kind of the profit taking area that I was watching over here, if I can just switch back, is I want us to come and claim these highs, okay? These highs is my profit taking area, at least, where I will start aggressively taking profits, de-risking myself, maybe leaves 10 or 20% or 10% of the position open to potentially come and claim this high, because I don't like that the structure is rolling over. So I'm acknowledging the bearishness of this structure, and therefore I'm more aggressive with profit taking. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. It makes sense to me, at least. Right. Cool. Legends. Let me go through some comments over here. Yocosta. Hello, Legends. Smash the like, guys. Thanks for joining. Promise and them. Hey, Devil. How you do? I do very good. Thank you for asking. Hugo. Hi, Devil. Welcome to the live stream. Frank. Safe haven BTC always. Yes, I also do most of my trading. I would say I do about 98, 95, depending on where we are in the market. If altcoin season starts and dominance start dropping, I might jump to 50% altcoin trading and 50% Bitcoin trading, or 80% altcoin trading. But for now, my focus is still on Bitcoin, because as I can see over here, the love, okay, the love is still with Bitcoin, and I trade the love. Okay, this is the dominance chart. We have broken trend here to the upside. Small little dumpy action here today. This is why I see a little bit of green on some of the altcoins. Hence the little pullback that we're seeing over there. But as long as dominance is going up, I trade Bitcoin. Okay, and ETH, right? Sometimes ETH as well. Mr. Fast, welcome to the live stream. Januka, hi, Devil, welcome. Who else? Burrito, could you explain what price gains acceptance means? Price gains acceptance? Price gains acceptance. Basically, okay, I'll try and explain it as best as I can, but you're basically getting the price action grabbing the wick, okay? Can you see at the 0.618 level? Price dips below and it gets acceptance back above, meaning it's failing to claim the low. It's not breaking down, retesting the area as resistance and continuing the momentum to the downside. So that is getting acceptance back above the level. It's the best way that I can explain it. Okay. Right. I just want to see what is CVD doing over here. Ooh, some massive bearish and bullish CVD. Not clear at the moment, okay? Not clear at the moment. So we have a mix, and this is what's confusing. And when I see confusing price action or CVD like this, I trade the price action. It's very easy for me just to ignore the indicator and just trade price action. So here on the local time frame, can you guys see here? We have price action over here, but CVD is already making a higher high over here compared, okay? Higher high compared to this, right? That's local, very, very local price action. Always takes priority over larger CVD. But then I also see insane bullish CVD as price was falling here to the downside against this pivot. Okay, we've already claimed it, but as price was falling here to the downside before we claimed the pivot, I most likely got stopped out now. Let me check. No, not yet. Almost. Okay, stopped out. Right. That is the name of the game. Now I want to see, do we claim the low and get acceptance back above? Now that is the question, okay? Because I will re-enter. I will be there like a bear, okay? If price comes back down and we get acceptance back above, okay, that's what I mean. You have to see the acceptance back above. You do not add to your position and do crazy things, because that's how you burn your account. Okay. If I see this, I might attempt a long back to the upside. But for now, I'm not interested. Okay. I got stopped out. If I go into the 1 minute, not my favorite time frame, but I just want to see if that was a bullish bounce. Okay. Maybe it stopped me out and now it's going to just leave with the train's going to leave without me. Will that be the case? Okay, no, it's fine. I'll stay out of the market. Even if we get the bounce to the upside, I'm out, because it's the game of probabilities. 0.88 got tapped over here, which for me is a weak bouncing area. So even with this bounce, and it looks aggressive here to the upside, you have a trend, most likely a nice little trend running there, and you're most likely going to come up and reject back down. So for me, I'm staying out for now. Okay, so it looks like price wants to go a little bit lower. If price for some miraculous reason finds the strength to pump up here, there's another way to get into this trade, right? There is always another way. Choppy. I really don't like trading the 1 minute, because you get stopped out so many times with scam wicks. Okay, but there's another way to get into the trade, right? Break off trend, have a couple of candle closes above, and then potentially we are back in business. But based from a technical perspective, what I see over here, this is my rule. Okay, if the 0.88 gets tapped, I'm out. I don't take the trade. Even if I miss it, I'll wait for the next trading setup. Okay, and that's why I protected my position at the 0.88, because I know that that's not a trade that I'm willing to take. So I really don't mind being stopped out of this long, because if this happens, I will be interested again. Right, and then a little bit further down, the 786. Okay, 786, potentially even this 1.618 at the 1.236 area. A little bit above, but I do like, because you can use your fib extensions on the fib retracements as well. This is an extension, 1.618. So if price loses this momentum, taps that level, gets acceptance back above, I'm going to hammer on that word, acceptance back above. Okay, I will attempt a long over here. Let's see how this plays out, because I do have confluence. I do like the perfect confluence that I have with a 1.236 over here. So as a technical trader, this is what I look at. I look at game of probabilities. Even if the price runs away from me over here, I don't care, because I know that there's a next trade around the corner. Okay, but if the probability state that 7 out of 10 times when you tap the 0.88, you're going to take the low, I'm not going to take the trade, because even if there's a 30% chance that it's going to run away from me, I'm not willing to bet on 30%. It's just, I mean, that's smart trading, right? For me, that is smart trading. Right, so let's see if we get rejected here by the trend. It looks like we are finding some rejection here by the trend. Okay, it's not piercing the level just as yet. It literally tapped the trend, and now it's finding a little bit of a rejection here to the downside. Also, we do have still the bearish CVD over here, local bearish CVD. So although we had some insane bullish CVD as the price was falling down here, can you guys see against this pivot? Insane on blue, on white, on yellow. It's just insane, right? We have claimed the low, which theoretically means that the bullish CVD has been invalidated. Okay, so now you pay attention to the local CVD, and this local CVD told me, together with a 0.8 tap, that there's a probability of coming to claim the low. Someone asked me last Friday during my live stream, 𝗬𝗚𝘆𝗽, how sure are you that the 0.88 is going to claim the low? Okay, I have backtested the 0.88, and I can tell you guys now, it's about a 70% chance, right? Give or take 65, 75, because last week during my live stream, we were watching this price action. Do you guys remember? For those of you that did join my live stream last week, do you guys remember this structure? Let me go in there. Where can it have liked to be? Okay, I think it was this price action. Monday. Oh, no. Right, legends. I'm losing my spot over here. The time frame is, oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, Friday. Yes, Friday. This is where we were. Do you guys remember this move? Do you guys remember this move? Bump to the upside. I was aiming. I wanted to short over here. I told you guys I missed the trade. I really wanted to short over here. I missed the trade. I explained to everyone why I wanted to short over here. Some of you did jump into the short. I told everyone this is the zone where I would take some profits, and we got more momentum here to the downside. And then something very interesting happened. Okay, and this is where I got the question, 𝗬𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗫, how sure are you about the 0.88? Well, if you're not sure, you need to go and back test it, right? You take your FIP, you reverse the price action and go back test it. You know, don't just ask me. The knowledge that I'm providing, I have back tested. When you take a FIP from the low to the high, okay, price tapped the 0.88 over here. Do you guys remember? And I said, because we tapped the 0.88, I'm not interested in a long, because you increase the probabilities of coming to take the low. And then price rampaged here to the upside. Everyone told me, 𝗬𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗫, we told you so, we told you so, we told you so. It's you know, it's just a game of, and I said, it's just a game of probabilities. Price stopped. We formed local bearish CVD against these pivots, and guess what? We claimed the low. Okay, there's one of many examples. You tap the 0.88, any move away is more than likely corrective, 70% chance of being corrective, and you claimed the low, right? We claimed the low, bam. And then we had the boring price action over the weekend. Okay, nothing to write home about. Weekend price action is usually really boring, especially on Saturdays. Okay, I really urge you guys, okay, if you trade the markets every day, take a break on Saturdays, at least on Saturdays, because on Saturdays, 9.6 times, okay, it's a very high percentage. On a Saturday, you get boring price action like this. That is Saturday, right? Boring, 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 boring. From when was this? Okay, let's see. Saturday, 12 o'clock at night. This is when this started. And Saturday, again, 12 o'clock, right? This is basically, you guys can see. I mean, if you want to trade that, by all means. But, you know, this is for me where I take a break with my friends and my family. Take away, you know, just get away from the charts, reset your brain. If you took some losses, you know, go and process those emotions. Go to gym, go drink a beer, go hang out with your friends, get out the house, watch a movie, read a book. Saturdays is usually the best days to take a break from the chart. Anyways, now we're getting the breakout here to the upside. Let's see how this is going to play out. Okay. Like I said, you know, you get the break, I get stopped out and the price does what I wanted to do anyways to the upside. But based on the games of probabilities, I don't care. I don't care. Like, I really don't care, legends. I do not FOMO into trades. When my probabilities gets hit, okay, FIP from the low to the high, 0.8 got tapped, I don't care. Okay. I'm not trading that scenario. I'm not longing. I'm now waiting for my next level. So we either claim the low. I want to see us claim the low and you get acceptance back above, or you take the low and then I'm watching the 786 and the 0.382 level, 1.236. And remember, if you'd like to come and trade with me, as always, down in the description, you click on more. Okay, I've moved the exchanges now here down, like literally almost the second link. Under exchanges, I've got Bluffin, no KYC, and they have that special running, especially for you guys, where the more you trade, the more money gets airdropped into your account. And then weeks, I'm still using weeks, loving weeks at the moment, no issue so far. One of the exchanges with the lowest fees by using this link, also no KYC. Bybit and 𝗞𝗫𝗍𝗫, which I still use, but these are, fortunately or unfortunately, okay, platforms that you have to do verification on. Okay, I'm verified on both. Right, cool, legends. Let me go through some more comments and we can go and do some more technical analysis. So I really don't mind missing this trade, legends. And there's been a couple of trades that I've missed, and then price action actually went to the area of interest that I actually wanted to take the trade from. And I'm going to share with you guys now, where's the juiciest areas that I want to enter. For me, this was a play trade. Okay, this was a play trade over here. I see the level. I see the 618, I see the 121 extension. You go below, Okay, I protect my position. I get stopped out, trade runs away from me. I don't care. I mean, another way to trade, there's no right or wrong, is that some traders leave their stop below the wick to prevent this from happening. Okay, I like to protect my position. It's my style of trading. I don't mind getting stopped out. And if I see the price action that I like, I will re-enter the trade. Okay, so I mean, most likely it's going to get rejected here now, and then that's the trade that I actually wanted. But nonetheless, I don't mind, right? That's part of the game. We get stopped out and we wait for the next area. I do not FOMO into trade. We are getting a break of trend over here. Okay, so it has a chance. It really has a chance, but this is definitely a resistance zone over here. Okay, we have to acknowledge that we are forming lower highs. We have a high, we have a lower high, we have a lower low, and we have a low. Okay, you guys can see that it looks like market structure is starting to turn around. So even with a bounce here to the upside, especially with a bounce here to the upside, I will be very aggressive with profit taking because it looks like the structure is starting to roll around. Can you guys see it? Okay, just basic technical analysis. Lower high, lower low. It looks like the structure is turning around. But I mean, yes, the market is always there to surprise us. So if we do go to higher levels, I will go and identify and show you guys know the levels that I'm watching. James, XRP, afternoon, dude. Welcome to the live stream. Deal, can we look at the larger time frames? Yes, I'm going to go and spend some time on the larger time frames in a moment. I've got some stuff prepared that I would like to share with everyone. Lucas, Deal, can we look at the, oh, I've gone through that. Can we look, oh, Lucas, it's just you asking the same question. Okay, cool. Yes, I will go and look at the larger time frame. Going to spend a little bit of time on the daily, 8-hour, 12-hour, and just see what are the possibilities. Can we still go and claim the high? Okay, I think that's the question on everyone's mind. Are we going to just roll over from here and start a bear market and not claim the all-time high at $74,000? A lot of people are asking that question. We can go and analyze the probabilities in a second. Cloud, Skalls, hi Devil, I'm here again. Welcome. Ooh, I haven't seen you in a long time, Mr. Cloud. Welcome back. Claude, I think Claude, sorry. I need to get my Afrikaans accent back. Claude, Skalls. Trading Wind, 68 will be a great support, maybe. 68? Okay, yes, it's around about the 1.236. The weekly at 60, yeah. Okay, roundabout. We have a weekly point of control at $67,370. Okay, so I mean, this trade ran away from me, but you guys did see I did enter it because I was aggressive with my profit, with my stop loss. That's just my style of trading. But I can tell you guys now, even if I wasn't doing the live stream, I would have most likely not gotten back into the trade because that's my rules that I have built around my trading strategy. Even if I miss the trade, because if the price runs away here, okay, that is the 30% that I always talk, or that I talk about, is to say the probabilities are still higher to claim the low before you claim the high. So if we claim the high, it just means that the 30% probabilities played out. It's as simple as that. But I'm not willing to bet on 30% probabilities unless I can enter and protect my position again. Then I will bet on the probabilities. But as price is pumping up here, I'm not going to have a stop loss down here, because now if price reverses, I take a knock. I don't want to take that knock. Okay, you guys saw when I got stopped out, I lost $4. I only paid the fees. I would have most probably paid $20 fees, but because I took a little bit of profits here on the way up, just to cover some of the fees if I get stopped out, it was a free trade for me. Okay. There's a naked weekly at 68. Naked weekly. Let's go look at naked. Naked weekly level. Why did I not see that weekly level? Yes, guys, I looked at the weekly levels this morning, and for some reason I missed this. Unless I do have it here. No, I really missed that weekly level. Thanks, Adam. Thanks for pointing it out. I added my weekly and daily levels and everything this morning, but for some reason I missed that one. So thanks for pointing it out. Let's clone that little bugger over there. Switch on your magnet and you go snap it on. Okay, weekly level, very important. In perfect confluence with a 1.236. Are we going to get the bounce? Are we going to get the bounce at the 1.236? Thanks for pointing that out. Not a point of control, but yes, it's a weekly level. It's a naked weekly level, not a point of control. Okay, so legends, what I like. Okay. What I like about the weekly level over here is that it has confluence with a 1.236, which is a very common corrective structure target. So if this structure is corrective here to the downside, the 1-to-1, you can see we got the reaction together with the 0.618. A little bit further down, if we lose this level here to the downside, weekly level, okay, I will do exactly what I did over here. I want to see the price react at this level, not just waterfall to the downside. Then I'm not interested. I want to see that reaction. I want to see the bounciness. I want to see some bullish CVD, perhaps no local berry CVD forming, okay? So definitely a zone that I'll be interested in, round about $68,000. So Mr. Adam, thanks for pointing that out. I'm Bull Runner from the Legends community. Oh, okay. You guys have different names on YouTube versus our Legends trading community, and that's hence I get confused. Mr. Bull Runner has also been the person inside of my private updates in the mornings. He always points out more levels to me. Devil, did you see that level? Devil, did you see that level? That's when the students becomes the teachers. Okay, and then we identify those levels together to derive and get plans, a trading plan for the day. Okay, legends. So let me take these levels out the way. Okay, these are intraday scalp scenarios. Okay, typically what you do with these intraday scalp scenarios, and the legends know it, you claim a level like this, you enter with good risk management, you take profits by the highs or when you start hitting resistance. So that is already a profit taking area. So you guys can see, no matter how small the price action, you can still make money with the right amount of leverage and risk management. Because when you start zooming into that price action, okay, and I had to now plan out this trade. So let's say you entered. Ooh, where's that wick? Right over there. Okay, that's where I entered. But you have to be sniper to make the risk to reward worth it. Okay, so this is your trading setup. You enter. Your stop, you can literally glue your stop loss to the low over there, and you target the underbelly resistance, okay, or the high, or you can target that high or the underbelly resistance. The risk to reward, even if you take profits here by these highs over here, is 5.63. And for those of you that's been long enough in the game, you know it's not about how much the price moves from a percentage perspective. It's all about risk to reward, because this means, okay, if you risked $100 over here with the right amount of leverage, you will make $563 from a risk to reward perspective. If you risked $100 in this trade, okay, you could potentially make $563, and the TP just got hit. So you guys can see, I mean, this is the 5-minute time frame. If I start zooming out, you know, people want these moves, okay? We all want these big moves. We want these nice little drops to the downside. We want to play them nice momentums to the upside. And then there is devil making money from these small little teeny weeny intraday setups. You get in, you get out, the trade lasts a couple of minutes, it's done, and you can literally make your money for the day just playing that setup. Okay. So it's all about risk to reward, because that stop loss is 0.07% away, which means, let me just do the calculations correctly over here. Yeah, it means around about 10x leverage on my entire account I could have used here. Okay, that's how I work out my risk management. So more or less, it's not perfect, okay? I like to use my calculator when I do these things, but because the stop loss is 0, and let's say for argument's sake, okay, I left my stop loss here, not like what I did, I protected my position. It means that I can trade 100% of my account at 10x leverage, and if I get stopped out, I still lose less than 1% of my portfolio, but I can make, okay, a significant amount more. So very important to remember risk to reward. Your risk to reward, I mean, that was a beautiful risk to reward trade. 10x leverage on my entire account. I could have just like really made some significant gains here to the upside, and you could have closed your position already. Okay, let's take that out. Let's go on to the 15-minute time frame. Okay, cool, legends. So before I go into the larger time frames, ending diagonal 1 minute. Lucky winner, ending diagonal to the downside or to the upside? Because I do see an expanding. I don't like it. I'll be honest with you. I don't like this. I really don't like it because it's so rare. And expanding, okay, where you basically have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, and then we're going to continue, okay, because the impulses are to the upside, or 1, 2, it's just way too early to call, okay, because now you need, what did you say, expanding, contracting, or leading diagonal to the downside? I can't remember what you said. Ending diagonal. Okay, but which time on there? 1 minute time frame. 1 minute time frame. Ish. You guys are really scalping the crap out of this, right? Yeah, legends. I don't want to spend I don't want to spend time here on the 1 hour, on the 1 minute time frame. I did. It gets tiring. I have traded the 1 hour, the 1 minute time frame like a crazy person. I think a couple of weeks ago, I showed everyone that Elliott Wave scenario that I traded on the 1 minute time frame. It's very tiring. You have to focus. You have to be sniper. I went to bed with a headache, made massive profits on my portfolio just trading Elliott Wave scenarios. I only traded Elliott Waves, nothing else, together with Fibonacci extensions. Okay. Right. So, lucky winner. I really don't want to spend time here on the 1 minute time frame counting this ending diagonal to the downside as third wave of the correction on the 1 minute time frame. So what I would rather do, okay, 5 minute time frame, what I would like to see as well, if we are saying that this is the start of a impulse to the downside, okay, 1, 2, okay, then you put your trend here by 2, and now you want to see, hopefully, preferably, some sort of contracting diagonal, okay, to the downside. And way too early to call. Way too early to call, because what you want to see is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, and continuation to the downside. Many ways to count this, but it's just way too early to call for this. Okay, I like for the fourth wave to be in before I look at it. And then this expanding diagonal. Okay, so the one thing I just want to tell everyone is when you look at price action here, for example, on the 15-minute time frame, okay, and price falls here to the downside, and it looks like it's finding support. Okay, now you get these bounces to the upside. There's 3 things that you have to try and work out, okay? When you find a bottom and you want to figure out, well, can we go higher without claiming this bottom? There's 3 things that you need to go and practice from an Elliott Wave perspective. The 3 things can like to be, do you see a 5 impulsive wave to the upside? Okay, and you need to go and follow the rules. 1, 2, not allowed to from a Fibonacci perspective, not allowed to exceed the 0.786. Fourth wave is not allowed to go into the territory of 1. The third wave usually is by the 1.618 fib extension taken from the low to the high to the low. The fourth wave is not allowed to retrace more than 50% of the fib retracement, and then the fifth wave is usually a fib extension from the low to the high to the low, or the same length as 1, or a fib extension from the high to the low, 1.236, 1. Okay, cool. I know, very complex. Okay, but basically you want to see a 5-wave impulsive structure to the upside. The next thing, and I know I just made that one so complicated, but once Andy launches his Elliott Wave course, it will make a lot more sense. Okay, then you want to see a diagonal, contracting leading diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C, and continuation to the upside, right? So you want to see a contracting diagonal or you want to see a 5-wave impulsive structure, or you want to see 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. Okay, you want to see this basically. If you cannot see this clearly, because this is the easiest, I'm telling you guys now, this is the easiest structures to count in Elliott wave theory. It is the corrective structures that is a complete nightmare. So if you can learn only to count these bullish structures, either to the upside or to the downside, okay, you can identify where the price is going to have a reversal when it hits a bottom or a top. So now, what I've explained to you guys over there is when price comes down here, and I now look at these structures to the upside, I have to be able to identify a 5-wave impulsive structure. Can I do that? Okay, so that's the first step that I do. No, I can't, because if I do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fourth wave is not allowed to go into the territory of 1, so there's overlap. So it's not an impulsive structure. So my impulsive structure, no more. Okay. Can it be a contracting leading diagonal? Okay, because the fourth wave is allowed. The waves are allowed to overlap. Okay, now you take your trend here from number, so here up, you connect your lows. Okay, you take your highs, and this is where the problem comes in. Okay, it's not contracting, it's expanding. That's the problem. Expanding diagonals does happen, but they are rare. Okay, and never preferred unless all other scenarios fail. Right, so yes, it is definitely an expanding something going on here. 1 2 3 4 5 A B C, but then you want to see impulses back to the upside. Right, so, and this is why I'm saying that this area still has a chance. What if this is an A, B, C, and we get the bounce to the upside to come and claim the local highs here once again? So I am talking about a rare structure here at the moment, which could play out, but it does carry low probabilities. Okay, so it is not. Now we know what it's not. And this is what makes Elliott wave theory so powerful, is because it's not a 5-wave impulsive structure. It's not a contracting diagonal. The probabilities are higher that this is a corrective structure to the upside and not an impulsive structure to the upside, unless it's an expanding triangle, which is rare, because the corrective structures still carries higher probabilities than the expanding structure that you then try and make sense of. So because you've now learned how a structure needs to continue to either the upside or the downside, okay, and you can't count 5-wave impulsive structures, you can't count a contracting diagonal, and you also can't count a double 1 2, because a double 1 2 needs to have 5-wave structures in. So basically a double 1 2, usually what it looks like is 1 2 1 2, and it can have another 1 2, and then you get the 3 to the upside. But usually as the structure progresses, each 1 2 becomes smaller, so it also forms what we call a bull flag, okay, or a bear flag to the downside. I can't identify it here, because look at this teeny weeny 1 2, and then you have a bigger 1 2, and then you have another 1 2 that didn't really, it just looks out of whack. So it's still, this structure for me has a higher probability, even if it finds upwards momentum, that it's corrective and not impulsive to the upside. So I don't believe from a technical perspective that this structure is going to take us to $74,000. So that is basically the process from a technical perspective that a trader goes through to identify the probabilities. Can this low be the low? Can this be the low that's going to take us to $74,000? And I can tell you guys now the probabilities are low. This is still corrective, and there's still a higher chance for us to come and claim this low, okay? And then we'll see. Once we hit a bottom again and there's a structure that's forming, then we'll analyze that structure to see that, well, does that new structure that's now forming after the low, have 5-wave impulse? Is it a leading diagonal contracting, or is it a 112 or 1112? Once you start seeing the bullish structures, if I saw bullish structures inside of here, okay, a 5-wave impulsive structure, I would have told you guys the probabilities are higher that the low is in, and we're going to come and claim the high over here and go to $74,000. But based on what I'm seeing here, it still looks corrective. Okay, and I know, legends, sorry, I apologize. I know that is extremely technical, and I do try and keep the analysis as simple as I can here on the channel, but I hope you guys find it interesting, because I do know that the more I talk about it and the more I repeat it and the more times I repeat it during my next live streams, the more clearer and clearer and clearer it will become. Okay, so this morning, what I was trying to figure out, is this the low? And so far, the only bullish structure that we have left is an expanding, okay, structure, which is very rare. So it does have a chance, but I mean, it's like, it has like a 15% chance, okay, 15% chance of playing out, where this is the ABC to the downside, and we're going to start building impulses back to the upside. So, and as a technical trader, that's why I'm still interested in this level, because I know that we have bullish CVD building up between these pivots. So there's a chance for a bounce. But I can tell you guys now, I'm going to be aggressive with profit taking and maybe leave 10% of the position open for higher levels. Okay, so let's take this out the way. Hope you guys enjoy the alpha over here. Smash up the like for the education. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'm here for the extreme technical market M. Yes, I know sometimes I feel like, you know, I'm going too technical and I'm losing my audience. But I mean, this is a technical channel, and I thought about it over the weekend as well, is, you know, and even my wife told me, you know what, the more you repeat it to your community, you repeat it every time you speak about it, you know, it's repetition becomes the norm, and you become familiar with it. Yes, Devil mentioned that the last time, and he spoke about it the previous time. Then you start seeing it in the price action without even watching my updates. And that's the golden moment, right? When the student becomes the teacher. ETH, please. Yes, I am going to go through ETH. I've got ETH prepared over here. Still dumpy dump action, but I mean, if ETH just falls here to the downside, okay, the level that I'm watching is $2,000, 367 for potential SFP, together with a 0.618. So I'm looking at this zone for potential long for ETH. Okay, so if price just falls, just know that I'm looking at this zone for potential long, basically an SFP from this pivot. Right, but I will go and analyze ETH in a second. Right, legends. Now, what I want to discuss quickly is 8-hour time frame. Okay, you guys wanted it. Let's go and analyze Bitcoin here on the larger time frame to go and assess the probabilities. Can we still go and claim the all-time high? That is the question that everyone's asking at the moment. Is the high in? Okay, I'm just going to take some of these trends out the way. I can take that out the way. I just want to clean up the kitchen over here, legends. Okay, take the weeklies, point of controls. Let's work here with a clean kitchen. Now the question is on the daily time frame. Okay, what looks a little bit disturbing? Hi man, how are you feeling about Tony? I'll tell you how I'm feeling about that coin today. That's how I'm feeling about that coin. Okay. Right. Please don't shill any of your crazy coins over here. Okay. This is where we do trading with good risk management. No shilling over here, please. I agree with your wife. Yes, she had a good point. She had a good point. Well, she has a very good point. Right, legends, when I do this, okay, I like to do some interesting, crazy stuff here on the chart. But when I look at this price action, okay, it looks very bullish here to the upside. Okay, it looks like it's found the floor. Okay, so I mean, it's just a different perspective, but I mean, this looks like it's found support, right? This altcoin or this coin is about to explode. The selling pressure is exhausted. Okay, it comes back, support, right? Support. This is ready for takeoff, and I mean, it just looks bearish as hell, okay? And this is basically Bitcoin in reverse here on the daily time frame. Just looking at this entire consolidation is just not breaking the zone. It looks extremely bearish. We keep on finding the resistance not claiming this little low over here, right? And this is what everyone is waiting for. Okay, so just from a different perspective, I mean, we have to acknowledge that Bitcoin has found support and potentially it could still go down lower, right? That's the scary thing I just wanted to point out over here. So let's just make it all normal again. Okay, no scariness. Okay, we have obvious resistance here to the upside. And now from a 8-hour, let's do the 8-hour over here. And I want to look at the structure, okay? This structure over here. There's two probabilities that I'm watching over here. The first probability is it this one? Okay, is this structure over here. So someone spoke about an ending diagonal on the smaller time frames. Well, here's an ending diagonal on the larger time frames. And this is very boring, okay? So the reason I have a parallel channel over here is because in a contracting diagonal, this is the green line. So if you connect these lines, okay, it's contracting. If you look at this line, it's parallel. The reason I have this line, because if this correction continues here to the downside and this fourth wave taps the bottom of the channel, it's not a contracting diagonal anymore. Okay, and we're most likely forming a completely different structure, and we could potentially even come and claim this low once again. So you want this structure to remain contracting. So the reason I put the parallel channel in here is because that's an invalidation for fourth wave. So basically what you want to see over here is very, very boring. Okay, I just want to highlight the structure is still intact. I want to share it with you because it can definitely play out, but this is going to be an absolutely boring bull market here to the upside, where you're basically ending the entire structure. Just to show you guys here, when you look at this entire structure, okay, on the daily time frame, wait for price to load. Okay, wait, we actually got the price. When we look at this entire rampage here, from when the bull market started, okay, I need to zoom out. Okay, from when the bull market started over here, the entire momentum here to the upside can end, okay, in an ending contracting diagonal. This is now the boring part. This structure could be the end of the bull market, and we are going to go back into a bear market. And it is unfortunately still intact. And I will, I just wanted to share it with you guys over here because this could be an ending diagonal where you basically have, just to quickly explain it to everyone, you have a 1, 2, which is completed. You have a 3, okay, that tap the top of the channel, and that's usually how you draw the channel. You take the channel from the top of 1 to the bottom of 2 to the top of 3, then you get your channel. And we are now potentially busy with an A, B, C to complete the fourth wave, which is ideally not take the channel. Okay, we're another 3-wave structure, and I mean, you guys can see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then the bull market ends at around about $80,000. The fifth wave can overshoot. It is very normal for the fifth wave to overshoot the channel. Okay, where you have an extended fifth wave to the upside that can go around about $90,000, but it's going to be a very boring bear market here to the upside. This scenario also aligns, okay, with this scenario that I have over here. This is the boring bull market, and that could potentially still play out. Okay, is this the bullish macro? This one over here. Okay, so let's go back onto the daily. Do you guys remember this structure? Okay, I just want to take this channel out the way so it doesn't look so, let's go into log scale so it just looks better. Okay, so this channel, ending diagonal, ending contracting diagonal, also aligns with this structure, okay, because the fifth wave doesn't have to go that high, right? Where you basically have a 1, 2, 3 completed. We've now completed the fourth wave. We're making one more fifth wave to the upside, where the fifth wave can end in a contracting diagonal, which I've pointed out over here. Very boring. Okay, so this is the one bull market that we just have to keep an eye on. The reason I have the fifth wave here at $129,000 is because this is a fifth wave target when I take a fib extension from the low of 1 to the high of 3 to the low of 4. That is one way to work out the fifth wave. So when I say that this fifth wave over here can overshoot the triangle, okay, maybe not that high, okay, but it is possible. It is possible. Another way to calculate this fifth wave over here is when you take a fib extension from the high of 3 to the low of 4, you drag it across and you reverse it. Between the 1.236 and the 1.382 is where your fifth wave can end. Right where I have that fifth wave. Okay, and I know this is very depressing. Okay, I can feel the energy is dropping. Everyone's like, oh my God, where did the bull market go? Can it be? Okay, can it be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? You end the bull market in a contracting diagonal, and then we start the bear market back to the downside. Absolutely boring. Ending diagonal is an exhaustion signal, therefore it fits my target around 85K. Yes, and I know a lot of traders, I can tell you guys now from social media, from Elliotticians that I follow, from people that I've seen, most of the traders out there are eyeing between $80,000 to $129,000 as the potential end of the bull cycle. Okay, and I do know of a lot of traders with very large Bitcoin bags that's going to start taking profits as soon as you take this high, which could put some selling pressure on the price of Bitcoin. Okay, but I mean, this is boring, but it is still valid. It does fit the technicals, the levels balance, definitely a scenario that can play out. Okay, so that's the one scenario that I just wanted to highlight here on the larger time frame, is that this structure that we are forming right over here in the ending diagonal, contracting ending diagonal, could end all of this. Done. And then the bear market is basically, you look at impulses to the upside and it makes a correction to the downside where it can form a higher low and then continue the same structure back to the upside. Okay, so it can still make a higher low, but a lot of people will see this as the bear market because this can last for a year, 2 years, right? This momentum. I mean, you guys know how long it took us to climb up here to where we are right now. I mean, this was from 22 up until where we are now. 2 years, 3 years almost. And then when you have a one-to-one extension, when you start bringing in your time fib, okay, so this structure could potentially still be, when you're looking at a larger 1, 2, and then, I mean, then you go to $500,000. I mean, if this structure is going to turn out to be bullish, you make a higher low compared to this low. Elliott Wave theory, you guys know, okay, you need to zoom out for this one. So that's why I'm saying long term, I'm extremely bullish on Bitcoin long term, because what if this scenario plays out? We finish the fifth wave over here and you form a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, where you can go as high as $1 million looking at this structure, but it's going to take time for it to play out, lots of time. And this is why investment is investing and buying a little bit of Bitcoin every month is still the best strategy, because you want to buy the dips, you want to buy a little bit every month, because this structure can still turn out to be extremely bullish in the next 10 years, 20 years, where we could definitely hit $1.1 million. Right, and I mean, this is just this structure, and I often speak about this, the 5-wave structure to the upside and the 3-wave structure to the downside on the 1-minute time frame, on the 5-minute time frame. This is just playing out on the daily time frame, so it takes way longer. Right, I know, very boring, but please smash up the like, show the support over here. This channel is top tier. Thanks, 𝗬𝗚𝘆, for all the hard work and education. Watch and listen. Thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it. Rudy, yesterday's lows are not at finishing level, so most probable we go down lower. Yes, that's how I see it as well. Definitely we go down lower. I did analyze some of the probabilities on the lower time frames, and I explained to everyone that looking at the local structure on the 5-minute time frame, it looks like the probabilities are still higher to go lower than before we hit $74,000. Okay. Right. So, I mean, legends, wow. Okay. Boring as hell. Okay. Very boring. Then, this is where the fun starts. Okay. This is where the fun starts. Where's my drum roll? Oh, yeah, that's the drum roll I was waiting for. Okay, this is where the fun starts. So now we out the boring section. Smash up the like. Now things are going to get exciting again. Everyone's got their energy back. 𝗬𝗚𝘆, just delete that scenario. Okay, we don't want to see it. I take it out the way. Delete this FIP over here. We want to see a proper bull market. 𝗬𝗚𝘆, we want to see a proper bull market here to the upside, like what happened over here. I mean, we want this, right? We want this. Absolute rampage here to the upside. This was so boring here to the upside. We want to see that face melting price action here to the upside. Well, fear not, there is a scenario for that. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Okay, the bull still has a chance for us to even go and claim $280,000, and that is the maximum target that I do have for this potential scenario, where we're basically forming a double 1-2 combo to the upside. Okay. Right, and I will go and explain now. I'm first looking at the larger time frame, okay, and I will go now explain now what this structure has to do for this structure to play out, okay, and where's the invalidation. Right, so this structure, without going into too much detail, is basically a very bullish double 1-2 1-2 3 4 5 4 5. Okay, because it has to end the same way that it started, 1-2 1-2 1-2 1-2 basically, and your massive third wave here in the middle, and that could potentially take us to around about $260,000. So this looks a little bit better. Okay, so for this structure to play out, just a couple of things to highlight over here. You can see the impulse, the correction tapped the 0.382, you have another impulse, the correction tapped the 0.382. This is why I highlighted these two levels. So far, the only thing that I don't like about this structure is that 1-2 over here is bigger than 1-2 over here, but it's not an invalidation. It just slightly lowers the probabilities. But what does give it high probability is that the retracements has been shallow, which shows bullishness. Okay, usually when you have shallow retracements like this, it's a bullish sign, and you have clear 5-wave structures inside of each structure. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5, however you want to count it, but there's 5-wave structures. So far so good. Okay, now for the juicy part. Let's switch this off. Let's go back here onto the 4-hour time frame and look at this structure, okay? Because now this structure needs to complement the bigger structure that I've just shown you. Can this structure take us to $250,000, $260,000? Does it have the potential? Where are the invalidations? And this is kind of what I'm looking at. Okay. Let me take the brush out. Let me zoom out here a little bit. This is more or less what I look at, and it can change, depends on what price action is going to do. I know, okay, I know it looks a little bit confusing, and maybe before I continue, I'm going to go through some comments because it's going to take me a little bit of time to talk about the scenario over here. So let me go through some comments. Please, guys, if you'd like to come and invest and trade with me, the links for the exchanges that I use is here down in the description. No KYC on Bluffin. Weeks, 0% make a fee, 0.04% take a fee. One of the exchanges with the lowest fees at the moment, besides 𝗞𝗆cie, where you don't have to KYC. They have proof of reserves. They also have a user protection fund of 1,000 Bitcoin. Basically, what that means is if you enter a trade, you put a stop loss and your stop loss doesn't kick in, okay, they will refund you your money. we do have a weak support section on our channel inside of Discord where you can log any complaints or questions or enhancements, anything you want from the team. Right, and then also to come and join our Legends Pro community, first link down in the description, where you have the free section and the Legends Pro community for a monthly subscription, where myself and Andy do daily technical analysis, and we go and identify these small little intraday setups, and we provide some trading ideas, education, analysis. If something happens, I post it usually on there, so lots of alpha and education research gets dropped there every single day, 3 times a day. Okay, cool. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Hi, 𝗬𝗍𝗍. Thanks for great TA. What's going on with Link? I have it here. Can you guys see? I have Link here. I'm keeping an eye on Link. It's dropping here to the downside. I have my alarm set. When my alarm goes off, I know what to do. Right, it's as simple as that. Okay, I'm waiting for the 0.618 level over here. I'm waiting for $10, right? I'm waiting for a $10 link. Very patiently, I'm waiting for a $10 link. I know I'm jumping around here, legends. I'm not going to go and do too deep analysis, but I'm looking at the structure over here, just basically taking a fib from the low to the high, and I like the 0.618, which is basically going to sweep up all of the liquidity below these lows. That's what I want to see. I want Link to fall down here and show me some signs of strength. Okay, so I'm waiting for a $10 link, right? Or alternatively, I'm just waiting for the break of the trend, okay, that I've got plotted in there with my alarm already set. So in 30 seconds, that's what I'm looking for on Link. Falcon, you are absolutely right for the ETF bull. It's over. But on the other hand, we have periodic 4-year bull just to be started soon. Yes, it really, you know, technically it doesn't really make sense to have a $80,000 bull run. There's so much that needs to happen in the alt space as well. The dominance that needs to drop. I mean, I don't know how the market is going to play out, but it looks like Bitcoin needs to continue a little bit higher to save some of the altcoins as well. Because if Bitcoin is going to jump here to $80,000 and the bear market starts, I mean, that's going to kill around about 90% of all the altcoins. The altcoins needs more momentum from Bitcoin, okay? And then a long consolidation area for the alts to play some catch up, okay? So technically, it doesn't really make sense for the bull market to end over here, but I just had to point it out. It's also always a possibility. And perhaps this will be the moment where we just see, you know, everyone keeps on saying, 99% of altcoins won't make it. It's only that 1% that's going to make it. Maybe this is going to cause some of the altcoins just to fold. I don't know. Right, but this is now where we get to this scenario over here. I got in the short at 68,700. 68,700. Okay. Currently still falling. I will zoom in. Once I'm done explaining this structure over here, I'll zoom into the smaller time frames and we can go and analyze what is cooking there on the smaller time frames. What I can do is just look at CVD over here. I mean, got stopped out. You guys know, got stopped out, and now the trade ran without me. This is where I wanted to take profits. Okay, it happens, right? It just happens. That's where I wanted to take profits. I got into this trade, got stopped out because I defended my cash. The probabilities were high to take the low because of the 0.88 tap. And I told everyone I'm not foaming back into the trade because of my probabilities. We successfully swing failed from the low over here. And that was my profit taking area. So if I left my stop loss below the low, I would now have a successful trade in the bag. Okay. Right, and it looks like it wants to continue here a little bit to the upside. I don't see any bearish. Wait, before I make that statement. Yes, no bearish CVD just as yet. Okay, so it looks like price can still continue. Cool. Legends. So this scenario basically is a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. And I've color coded them for a very specific reason. This is your first 1-2. 1-2, okay? Can you guys see? 1, 2, and then you have your orange, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you have your red, 1, 2. And I've purposefully made this a 1, 2, and not because I do see that some people are counting this as a 1, 2, 1, 2, a nested 1, 2 over here. Technically, I think we're still going to come and claim these lows. Okay, where it's basically going to be a triple 1, 2. Because the likelihood of more 1, 2s inside of this structure is just very rare. To see a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, just to have 1, 2s nesting all over each other doesn't really make sense. So the one scenario that I am looking at over here is that obviously, if we do form another 1, 2, 1, 2 over here, the maximum target is the 786. When you take a fib from the low to the high, the 786 is the maximum target, and then you want to see the bounce that's going to claim the high. That's actually more bullish, but I want to be conservative over here to say that, well, what if, okay, we have a triple 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, okay? Basically, you have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and this entire thingy that's just started over here is still the start of the correction that's going to correct this wave over here. Okay, and that's why I'm saying I think there's still a higher probability for us to move lower, perhaps come and tap the 0.618 over here. When you take a fib from the low of 2 to the high of this structure, 0.618 maximum target 786 at $61,000, 800, where you want to see the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 maximum target, $61,000. And then what basically will happen is this is the most bullish case scenario that could potentially take us and give us that face melting bull market that we're all expecting here to the upside. I haven't completely measured out these targets over here. I've just plotted them in a conservative manner. This is the most conservative that I can see, where you basically have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. Because remember, the structure has to end the same way that it started. But you're still expecting a third explosive wave here to the upside. The beautiful thing about a double or triple 1, 2 combo is that the third wave, this wave, can be very, very explosive. It does not have to end over here. It can go to all the 1.618 levels, the 1.618, the 2.618, the 3.618, the 4.618. This wave over here in a double or triple 1, 2 combo could literally shoot and just carry on, and it can carry on, and it can carry on here to the upside before it decides to make a 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, and then bull market over. Okay, so this structure supports the double 1, 2 combo that I've just shown you on the daily time frame. Okay, so what needs to happen over here? Looking at this local structure, let's go back in here. For this scenario to still play out, okay, we should not take $58,000. That's the invalidation, right? Because the hardcore rule in Elliott Wave theory is that wave 2 are not allowed to retrace 99% of wave 1. So this correction that we're seeing over here can come down all the way, can even hit the 0.88 because there's still that 30% chance that it won't take the low. And it can even turn around just before it hits 58. And then you still have a valid 1, 2. Okay, so this is the hardcore invalidation at $58,968, where the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 is still in play, and we can see a rampage here to the upside. So I'm curious, let me know in the comments, which scenario do you guys think is going to play out? Maybe I should start a poll, because I want to hear where the consensus is at the moment. Let me do this. Start a poll. Ask a question. Okay. Let's say bull market target. Right. Let's say to $80,000. Okay, that's the conservative one, just to give it a round number, 80K. Do you believe it's going to be around the 100K mark. Okay, let's call it 110 because I see that's the round number that everyone is aiming for. Or do you think, okay, we could get the $250,000 Bitcoin by the end of this bull cycle? What do you guys think? Which scenario? And I've taken you through all the scenarios now. So, let's bull market target. And, please just vote on the thesis that we are going to get a bull market. Which target do you guys think we are going to get? Bull market target, $80,000, which is the most conservative one. Basically, we end here in a ending diagonal. $110,000, which is basically a nice little final fifth wave here to the upside. Bull market is done. Or are we going to get this double 1-2 combo here to the upside? Let me know where does your heart lie? Okay, where do you think we're going to end up? I do know that the upwards momentums usually surprise us. Every trader during every single cycle, the bull market has exceeded the targets that they expected, except for Mr. Plan B. Do you guys remember Mr. Plan B? Shame. I don't think he's ever going to live it down, right? First thing I have to highlight, when this bull market started over here, no one knew that it was going to go this high. Let me just correct the thinking over here. When the bull market started over here, I remember everyone calling for $33,000. Like today, we're calling for the 100K, the 100K, the 100K. Everyone was saying 30,000, maybe 40,000, maybe 40,000. And we got a $68,000 Bitcoin. So it overshot everyone's target. Only when we reached this zone over here and we started correcting here to the downside did Mr. Plan B come out and say he's expecting a 100K Bitcoin. And that's where the 100K target came from. The 100K target didn't happen over here while we were rampaging here to the upside. Everyone was expecting round about Bitcoin to top out over here, and then we create a bear market. And then we clapped $68,000 over here. And then when we made this correction, everyone was calling for 100K. And that, we still got a higher target than what everyone expected. Everyone expected Bitcoin to roll over here. And then when we made this last move to the upside, this is where 100K all of a sudden came into the picture. Okay, well, we obviously didn't get the 100K. We're still not at $100,000. So what I'm thinking over here is if the bullish scenario is going to play out, perhaps we are going to overshoot the $100,000 area, because I think that's the level that everyone is anticipating. It reminds me of $30,000, $40,000 during the previous bull cycle. Hello, sir. Welcome to the live stream. Christoph. Eddie, Devil, do you think BTC will widely, anytime soon? Will visit $64,000? Yes. I do think, looking at this structure, okay, for this structure to still be intact, I think it would be nice to get a 0.618 bounce over here. I think this correction over here is very short to correct this entire impulse. So now I can go from a technical perspective and I can go and see, well, what if this scenario had to play out? I zoom into this structure. Oops. I don't want to look at this. Sorry, legends. I'm clicking on all the wrong buttons over here. Okay, here we go. So I want to look at this impulse to the upside versus this correction. And I mean, just looking at it, you can see that it's out of balance. Okay, you have a long impulse to the upside and you have a teeny weeny corrective structure. So for this 1-2 to still play out, you want to see a longer correction. It doesn't have to go lower. You just want to see it longer. You want to see at least a 1-to-1 extension or a 0.618 extension. What do I mean by that? You go and take your time fib and you measure the start of this impulse to the end of the impulse. And now I can see how long this correction has taken so far. So if, okay, that is if this correction is going to correct this structure, we have not even hit a minimum target of 6 November. It's the minimum target is at 6 November. Okay. The ideal target, the best target for this corrective structure is at 17 November, where there's the one-to-one extension. Can you guys see? So this is the minimum target. This is an okay target, much better, the 0.618, which is at 10 November. The best target is the one-to-one extension at 17 November. So if this correction can carry on a little bit longer, maybe between the 0.618 and the one-to-one extension, here by $64,000, the level that you've just highlighted, maximum target of $61,000, right? And it starts making bullish structures like I've just highlighted and showed everyone how to look for bullish structures. Okay, that would be a beautiful one-to-one extension, and then we can get a massive explosion here to the upside. And that is if this correction is correcting this structure, because there is the other scenario which I don't like. I just have to point it out, where this correction can correct this structure and continue to the upside and go and build another high and go and claim $74,000. It just seems a little bit unlikely, because I do like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is part of a deeper corrective structure to the downside where we could then get the bounce to the upside. So, right, not easy. But there's an invalidation. You know, that's the beauty about technical analysis, is to say that, well, when I take a fib from the low to the high, okay, maybe we take it from this pivot over here, the invalidation, once this corrective structure comes down here and it taps the 0.88 at $66,000, you increase the probabilities of coming to take the low, but this is the hard invalidation. Once we tap $65,200, okay, it then means that this corrective structure is correcting this entire structure, not just this one. I hope this makes sense. Smash up the like for the education, for the alpha, sharing my technical analysis, some of the higher time frames that I am keeping an eye on. Let me know if you guys are enjoying the alpha over here. Right. What is the results? I want to see the results. I'll end the poll in a moment. Okay. Do you think it a good strategy to set orders below to DCA, or better to wait and catch uptrend? I don't like big swing trades like that. I would rather wait for the break of the trend. Okay. And I mean, it also depends on why are you asking the question. Do you want to build a swing trade? Do you just want to invest? Because investing is just buying the dips, right? Every time, maybe once a month, once a week, wherever you get your paycheck, whatever the case might be, you buy the little dips, okay? You buy the little dips. You buy the dips. Price comes back down, you buy the dip. From an investment perspective, it's always a good time to buy, right? From a swing trade perspective, now that is a different story. From a swing trade perspective, I will wait for the break of the trend. Okay. As you can see over here, just looking at the previous corrective structures, okay? So let me take this scenario out the way just to clean up the chart a little bit over here. If you waited for the breakout of the structures with a trend, look at this beautiful trend. So you have the impulse, you have the corrective structure, and then when it broke out, it rampaged to the upside, claiming the high. Again, okay, you have an impulse to the upside, massive. You have an impulse to the upside, you take your trend, you play the break of trend. Okay, so guess what, right? What's my answer going to be over here? You have an impulse to the upside. If you want to build a swing trade to come and claim that high, I would wait for the break of the trend, because you don't know how low this impulse is going to go, right? Because you could be buying a little bit over here, it falls down, you buy more, it falls down, you buy more, and what if it just keeps on falling? It keeps on falling, and this is a much bigger corrective structure to the downside, and it invalidates the bullish case scenarios. Okay, that's why I would wait for the break of the trend. It's safer, and you know where to put your stop loss. So when you play this breakout, you know where to put your stop loss. You know where to take profits. Okay, this one the same. You know where to put your stop loss. You know where to take profits. And then you can take fib extensions to the upside to maximize your profits. Okay, usually what I do is if I see the momentum is to the upside, I will do this. And by the 1.236 is usually where I close my positions, or I'll even wait for the 1.618. So you're targeting the highs and you might take some profits there, but look at this. It turned around by the 1.236. Okay, you can close your position there, which basically means you're still making money above here. Okay, the same with this one over here. Fib extension from the high to the low. Let's see how high this one went. Ooh, this one actually tapped the 1.618. But all I'm trying to demonstrate over here is you don't always have to just target the highs. You can aim for these fib levels as well to leave some of the position open. But you can see where we got rejected. 1.618. Rejected. Now we're falling. Okay, that's usually where I close my position. 1.236, I take aggressive profits. Maybe I leave 5% of the position open for higher levels. But at the 1-to-1 extension, of the 1.618, that's usually where I close the trade. I'm out. I'm looking for the next trading setup. So if you ask me, okay, and this is my trading style, this is my technical analysis, this is how I like to approach the market, okay? Unfortunately, you need to do your own research. You're the person that clicks the button at the end of the day. You buy and sell orders. I will wait for the break of this trend before I get into any long to the upside, because you don't know how far this is going to fall to the downside. And I have a hunch it's going to come and claim these lows. Okay, so, you might get that bounce, and then you have the trend to play the breakout. Okay, this is the beauty about trends. You are able to catch the front run. If this area front runs and it doesn't take the low, you can catch the breakout. But I have a hunch it's going to come and claim the lows and bounce on the 0.618, most likely, or 786 as a maximum target, this fib level over here. Okay, 0.618. I just have that hunch that this corrective structure is going to continue for a little bit longer, and it's going to I don't know how you guys see this. Okay, this is just technical. I see us claiming these pivots over here with the structure that's busy forming over here. And I could be wrong. Definitely, I could be wrong. Okay. Smash the like, legends, for the alpha. Thank you so much for the explanation. Perfect. I hope that helped. Random Epic Legend 𝗵𝗶. Thank you, Devil, for the alpha. Always a pleasure to listen to you. Wow, what a YouTube name. Random Epic Legend 𝗵𝗶. Yo, it's like a whole sentence going on there. Okay, so legends, now that I look here at the smaller time frames again, I hope whoever got into this trade did take profits. I hope whoever got into this trade did take profits. Okay, because this was the trade I missed. I got stopped out with a $4 loss, because you guys know I protect my positions. Okay, I take profits to the upside. But this was the trade that I was planning before the live stream. I wanted to take profits by the highs. If I left my stop loss below the low, even if you glued it to the low, you would now have a successful trade. This was the trade I was waiting for. It actually played out, but it stopped me out because I protected my position. And like I said, I don't care. The probabilities, because you tapped the 0.88, are still high to come and claim the low, which we will most likely going to do right now. Okay, but nonetheless, still a successful trade. Never guaranteed, okay? I think that's where a lot of people make a mistake. They nail an entry over here. Maybe you even nailed that entry over there, and you think that was it. You got the entry. That entry is going to take us to $180,000, $280,000, because you just absolutely nailed it, okay? And then price moves here to the upside. You get the bounce and it moves. And you're like, yes, nice profits, nice profits. Bam, stopped out. Didn't pay yourself. Didn't pay yourself. That's sad. Really, really sad. Always pay yourself at obvious resistance levels. Okay. So whoever jumped into this trade, because I'm sure there's some of you that did jump into this trade, I told you exactly where to take profits. I actually had this a little bit lower. I said underbelly resistance, that's, where I will take some profits. Highly likely that we are going to come and claim these highs over here. This is where I wanted to take profits from this trade. I obviously got stopped out, and now we're getting the dump to the downside. So if you didn't pay yourself, okay, take the knock. Okay, please take the knock. Please don't be that person that adds to their position as price is falling down here. Please don't be that person. Okay, so on the smaller time frames, let's just go see, can we catch another trade? Okay, are we going to have another trade inside of the stream where we could potentially make some gains here to the upside? And it does look like the structure is still rolling over. So for those of you that have been watching me since I went live and you are still here, wow, smash up the like. Congratulations. I mean, congrats. Okay, where's my... Yes, congrats. I mean, I've been live now for 1 hour and 30 minutes. So if you are still here from the beginning, okay, well done. I did mention during the beginning of the live stream is that we have a high, higher high, okay, higher low, and now I didn't like that. It looks like the structure is rolling over. Basic technical analysis, you now formed a lower high. You have a higher low over here compared to this low, but now you formed a lower low. So you could go and make a lower high, and you can go and make a lower low. And so the structure continues to roll over to come and claim these lows, making that nice little ball there in the middle. That's how I learned Elliott Wave theory when I started out. Very interesting. I don't know what you call that dinosaur. I want to see if I can Google it. Okay. Dinosaur with fins on back. If I think, I know, legends, this is like very weird that I'm Googling this. I just want to find an image and show you guys the Elliott Wave dinosaur. If I can find it. Where's the Elliott? Oh, here we go. Elliott Wave dinosaur. What is this thing called? There we go. Here's the Elliott Wave dinosaur. Can everyone see that? Right? When I started studying Elliott waves, this is what was explained to me. Starting out with Elliott wave theory, is that there was a much nicer picture than this one, but basically, in a nutshell, is okay. You guys can see where's my pen? Right? You have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC correction to the downside, and inside of this structure, you have your little ball or your curve. That's how you see physically the Elliott wave structure. So the little dinosaur, Elliott wave dinosaur, I think they need to rename it. So even when I look at this structure, now you can imagine yourself, there's the tail, there's the body, there's the head, okay? Here's the fins on the back, and there's the spikes on the tail, and there's the legs. Right, I know this is very ugly, but there's your Elliott wave dinosaur. So I usually look for this, then I know price is starting to roll over. The fins at the back is finito. It's starting to roll over. Guys, this is what I come up with when I do technical analysis. I draw dinosaurs. You are like a favorite radio program. Thanks, Mr. Random. I appreciate it. I'm making myself laugh over here. Okay. Watch and listen. Mr. Crypto Big Brains finally got an analysis on this channel. Guys, this is the best way to predict it. I'm telling you guys now, as soon as we hit the tail over here, right, and you go into the mouth here of the dinosaur, this is the next trading setup that I'm looking at. It's going to swallow the price over here. Okay, and there's a little eye. It's going to swallow the price here by this orange line. and it's going to spit it out to the upside. Okay, maybe. So, right, let me just take this crap here out the way. So, legends, some seriousness over here. Let me just take this fib out the way, clean up the chart over here. Looking at the structure, I'll be honest with you guys, it does look bearish. Okay, it's rolling over. The dinosaur is rolling over. And if you take a fib from this low to this high, we still have a chance at the 786 for a bounce. And I'm not saying it's going to do this and claim the high. All I'm saying is you could get a nice little bounce to make some decent profits to the upside, but you could still make a lower high. So maybe it comes back down, you get the SFP and it rolls down, but you can make money from that little move. Okay. Also, it is a bouncing level, and then when you take a fib extension, like I've explained during the beginning of the stream, from the high to the low, to the high, I just want to point it so that everyone can see the numbers. We have some confluence. Okay, 1.236, a little bit above the 786. But very curious to see, because I can see the beautiful reaction. Can you guys see the reaction? Beautiful reaction we had at the 1-to-1. So if we tap the 1.236, maybe you wick down, you tap the 786, you get acceptance back above. I'm looking for potential long over here, because you can make money with these little pumpy pumps here to the upside. You just need to know where to take profits. If we get a successful SFP in this zone, this is where you take profits, because you're hitting resistance again. Okay, sorry I'm late, legends. Mr. Pac-Man, welcome to the live stream. You've missed all the fun. You've missed all the jokes here. You've missed the dinosaur. Okay, but legends, now the highest probable trades that I see over here, I mean, these are small little scalps that I'm highlighting over here, is that when you look at this entire structure, and I can take this trade here out the way, which I missed out on, and let's do the 1 hour. Just want to look at this entire structure over here. Okay, that's the trend. And I do think it's a very good idea to put your alarm, because you just never know. Okay, maybe it breaks while I'm sleeping. Hopefully I do wake up to take the trade, the trading decision here to the upside. Take that out the way. Take a fib from this low to the high. We're currently dancing around the 0.618. When I switch on my weekly levels, okay, daily levels, this is where you start seeing some areas of confluence. I do like this pivot more. Okay. Anyways, legends, you can see that we have some levels, and this is the trading setup that I'm looking at, is also a point of control. If price comes back down, okay. Did we tap that weekly level today? No, yesterday. We have a weekly level, okay, at $68,000. So first area that I will watch is the weekly level at $68,000 for an SFP. The more juicy level is claiming this low and bouncing on the weekly point of control together with the 786. This is the more juicy level that I'm watching that could potentially give us a larger bounce to the upside. Okay, this weekly level could give us definitely a bounce, but maybe it's going to be a small bounce and then it rejects here by the naked point of control. And which leads me to the next scenario over here is by the naked point of control, slightly above this high over here. We didn't tap it just as yet. I'm looking for a short. 50% fib level, perfect confluence, okay, naked point of control. I'm looking for a short in this zone, which could be a deeper correction to the downside, and I think a long in this zone could be a bigger long here to the upside, maybe even from this zone over here to the naked point of control. I mean, that's quite a significant trade here to the upside. So those are two of the best areas that I see for high probable trades, and we are approaching the weekly level here at the moment. So I want to see how we're going to react here at this weekly level. Okay. Guys, I am sweating here a little bit. The lights from the stream is very hot, and we also have a heat wave here in South Africa at the moment. So excuse me if I am sweating a little bit over here, but it is very hot by these lights. Okay, so potential trade. I want to get a position ready over here. Let's do bluffing. Let's do bluffing. If we successfully SFP from the weekly level, okay, also a FIP from the low to the high, weekly level slightly above the 0.618. It's also the 1.236. Like I've explained, I will scalp a small little long over here. You see, there's some planets aligning over there, so I want to get a trade ready. I want to definitely get a trade ready over here. Right, so now we wait, okay? I didn't know that we could potentially have a nice little live trade here today. Okay, so what I would like to see here from the price, let's go into the 10-minute. I would like for price to hit the level, okay, and get acceptance back above and leave that wick behind. It's nice when it leaves the wick behind. When it taps the level and it just jumps to the upside, those are usually the difficult ones to get into. Okay, so I want to see it leave the wick behind. I also want to see some bullish CVD building. Okay, we do have some bullish CVD on white against all pivots over here as well. We do have on yellow. Blue is not playing ball. So we do have some bullish CVD that's counting. That's cool. That's really cool. So let's see how we react here by this weekly level. Okay, I know it looks messy with all the levels, but this is how I get into scalp trades, right? You have to nail it. You have to protect your position. You have to be quick. You have to be sniper. You have to sniper these things with good risk management. Okay, so I'm getting a position ready here on bluffing. Remember, if you guys would like to come and trade with me, down in the description, here's the exchanges that I use. Bluffing, no KYC, weeks with the lowest fees where you don't have to KYC. Right, so let's see how this plays out. Let me see if I can just, while we wait for price action, let me put an alarm here on the weekly level so I don't miss it. Put an alarm. Okay, and I just want to stress, legends. I just want to stress, okay, don't bet on that, right? Don't bet. Yes, it can do that, right? And maybe we get a rejection here by the naked point of control. Beautiful trade. It can do that, but I'm going to be aggressive with profit taking, and I mean this is resistance. I mean that is resistance. Okay, I will be taking aggressive profits when we hit that zone. Exact downside level 67,182. May no near, retrace and then touch 60. Consider that it could be wave 3 of the second one too. Okay, so now as we get price below the level and we get acceptance back above, that is usually where I will look at to enter, but I want to see price stay above. Okay, not below. At the moment it is still below. Right, that is enough for me, and I mean always a high chance of being stopped out. Okay, price continues to the downside, but I know at least where to put my stop loss. Sometimes you need to be so quick, right? Okay. Okay, my stop loss is at the 786, almost going to get stopped out of this trade. If it's not going to find acceptance back above, I'm going to get stopped out. But I've been basically, this is how I enter these trades. You get acceptance back above, which we're not. Okay, maybe it still wants to continue here to the downside. But if it gets acceptance back above the weekly, I'm going to enter. Again. Currently getting the reaction at the 786. to 786. Let's see. I don't want a 15-minute body candle close below the weekly, because that means that momentum is going to continue to the downside. So, I mean, we can still scalp it here to the upside, but if this 15-minute body closes below the weekly level, it's not going to look great. Okay, so you want the wick left behind. You don't want the body close below the weekly level. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Mm-hmm. Ooh, it's just so much volume kicking in at the moment. Legends, I'm not interested as long as we're trading below the weekly level. And because we closed the body of the 15-minute candle below the weekly level, this usually tells me that it's going to continue to the downside. And then the next area is the 1.618, but even better, the weekly point of control, okay, at the lows. It looks like this structure is going to come and take the lows over here. So I'm not interested in this long. I'm going to stay out. I got stopped out at the 786. I'm going to stay out of this trade. But basically, that is what I do on a daily basis. Some you win, some you don't. But if you do get stopped out, you get stopped out with small losses, okay? You take the knock on the chin. Don't add to your position, okay? Don't be that person. Let me go through some comments over here. Dow may touch 41,582. Whew. Okay, SPX dropping, expect BTC to go down. Okay, so the stock markets are dropping as well. Yes, I don't like this 15-minute, okay? I wanted to see a reaction here by the weekly level, which we got. It for a moment, it got acceptance back above. That's where I entered, and I put my stop at the 786, right? And then we got the momentum back down and closed the body of the 15-minute candle below, which tells me the probabilities is that we're going to find more momentum to the downside. So I don't like what I'm seeing there. Yes, there is sometimes I will go to the 1 hour time frame and see how the 1 hour candle closes. But for now, it's still trading below. And especially if we're going to tap the 0.88, if we're going to tap $67,000, 698, I'm not interested, because then you increase the probabilities of taking the low. I'll be interested once we take the low. Once we do this, I'll be interested. Very, very, very interested. But not if we tap the 0.88, even if we get a bounce. Like what happened over here, you guys know. What happened over here, we tapped the 0.88. Yes, we did claim the high, but we came to take the low. Just a game of probabilities, which played out, by the way. ETH broken trend to the downside. What is ETH doing here? Yes, I'm waiting for ETH. Let's go here onto the 4 hour time frame. This is the zone that I identified this morning during my analysis. Okay, so ETH is still uptrending here at the moment. The highest bouncing area is when you take a fib from the low to the high. We have a daily untapped daily level and a 0.618 level. So if ETH can dip below this level and get acceptance back above, I'll be interested in ETH. A little bit further down, if it does get regressive, you lose the trend, you backtest. Okay, I can still make money from that move, by the way, and we get momentum to the downside. We have another daily level at exactly the 786. So ETH still has a chance for a bounce in this zone. That's where I'm going to be interested in ETH. Okay, but like you guys said, you know, stock market is dumping here to the downside. It's most likely going to drag Bitcoin with it. We are getting the bounce by the 786, but it's I want to see us get acceptance back above the weekly, and I don't like that the daily already closed a body candle below. So let me go through some comments. I want to see the results. Let's end the poll. What are the results? 44% of you say $110,000 for the bull market target. 33% say 80K and only 21%. So there's less of you that believe that we are going to hit $250,000. More people think it's 110, and then there's some that think that's going to be 80K. Okay, so more than likely, because the majority think it's going to be $110,000 bull market, so it's either going to be 80K or 250. 𝗬𝗚𝘆𝗽, in your personal opinion, when do you see price discovery for Bitcoin for blown bull market timeline? Oh, that is such a difficult question. I mean, right? It just depends on which structure we get, right? I've highlighted all the bullish and bearish case scenarios over here from a higher time frame perspective. And I do think, okay, legends, just quickly here, if you tap the 0.88, I'm not interested in any longs until we claim the low. Okay, so if you want to play along here to the upside and use the 0.88 as an SFP line with this pivot, by all means, you can play the long, and you can most probably make some money here to the upside. Okay, but you can then claim the low once again. Right, but there's money to be made. I just want to say there is money to be made. You take the 0.88 as an SFP line from this pivot, and maybe you get the bounce here to the upside. You just need to be aggressive with profit taking, because the probabilities will increase to take the low once you tap the 0.88 over here. Right, it's Mr. Alistair, it's a very difficult question, okay? Because I don't know which structure is going to play out, okay? It literally is like asking someone how long is a piece of string. It's relative. There is so much that needs to happen before I'll be able to tell you which structure is going to which structure is going to play out. If I had to guess, looking at the time frames over here, I would say end of next year, the bull cycle is going to top out. And there are some indicators that you can use to see that whether it's topping out to the upside. The easiest indicator to use, you go into the weekly time frame. Okay, there's many more. And myself and Andy will still take everyone through it to show you exactly which indicators we use to take profits on our spot bags. Is when the weekly RSI starts topping out at 100%, and the normal the stochastic RSI is at between 90 and 100%, and your normal RSI is also above the 80% level. That's usually when you start taking profits from a bull market. That's the easiest indicator to use, okay? But from a timing perspective, it's not easy, right? It's not easy, because I don't know whether the 1-1-2 combo is going to play out, whether it's going to be a ending diagonal where we are right now. It's just there's too many variables. Okay, I would say the shortest time frame for the bull market to top out is by Feb next year. Done. Okay, maybe we have a bull market over November, December, maybe Jan, then it's done. Longest bull market end of next year. But yes, it's not an easy question to answer, right? It literally is like asking someone how long is a piece of string. Cool. Anthony, drop in January, Feb, consolidate 3-4 months up higher in October. What I think, yes. And I mean, these are all just opinions, right? We trade the technicals in front of us, and that's all that matters at the end of the day, is just trading the technicals and using some of the indicators that you can to assist you with profit taking, because you don't know when price is just going to go into a bear market. Because guys, I remember, I'm not sure if you guys remember, okay, during this bear market, as price was falling here to the downside, people only started realizing and accepting that we are in a bear market when we were trading here. Okay, and then when we got this massive dump to the downside, people were like, okay, I think we're in a bear market. The problem with the bear market is everyone always thinks that this is a correction and momentum is going to continue. And people keep on buying the dips, buying the dips, buying the dips. And then when this happens, they're like, oh crap, I think we're in a bear market. That's unfortunately the problem with bear markets, is a lot of people only realize too late that you are in a bear market. This is where I specifically remember YouTube channels started saying, I think we're in a bear market. I think, Okay, we could still bounce, but I think we're in a bear market, right? When we took these lows. And I mean, the bear market actually started from all the way up here, down, 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 right? But we only realized it over here. Too late, way too late. And you would have already lost so much money on your portfolio if you were one of the people that bought the highs to this consolidation. You already lost 57% of your holdings. But there were indicators that showed you that you potentially need to take profits. Okay, you guys can see here by using the stochastic and the normal RSI, you can see where price was trading over here. Okay, at the top, right? There was signs that showed us that we are topping out. No one wanted to listen. No one wanted to see. There's too much greed in the market. We're going to $100,000. I remember it. 100,000, 100,000. Everyone was screaming for 100,000. And then this happened. And there was your signals to cash out. Okay. Smash up the like for the education legends. Are we losing energy? Coffee is cold already over here. Yoni, do you understand why you did this? For future trades when Diebold is sleeping. After touching 68, may go up fast to touch 69, but play only above, so you be safe. Good luck. Okay, cool. Yes, Diebold, you are the man. I just switched all my longs into shorts and finally started being in profits. Cheers for the great analysis. Well done. Okay. Great risk management is what keeps us in the game, legends. And how RSI looks now. Well, RSI actually looks a little bit toppy on the weekly, but there's still a little bit of glimmer of hope here on the weekly, okay, is that if you look at the RSI over here, on the weekly time frame, okay, it's here by the 83% mark. It's here by the 80, but it can overextend and it can stay in the zone for 2 or 3 months, okay. We stayed here. If you look at the RSI over here, okay, we stayed here for 2 months on top. So what does sometimes happen is the RSI tops out, it stays above, and then you get the drop to the downside. What's most important is to see this one and this one at the top. Then you know, okay, you're reaching some oversold positions right now. So this one is still in the safe zone. This one is here at the toppy tip, and this is what's making a lot of people nervous, but I know that this one can still go up. Okay, and this one can stay here above. But once this one, you know, once you see this, okay, can you guys see when this happened? You have both the normal RSI and the stochastic RSI at the top, and then that was the top. And then we went into this massive consolidation area, which we're now trying to break out from. So although the weekly is toppy, the yellow still has some room to play. I like to look at this one as the ref counter and this one as the speedometer. Okay, you can change gears, but you need to push this one up. Right, legends, smash up the like for... Ooh, crap, what did I delete now? Let me undo. Smash up the like for the alpha and for undeleting my technical analysis over here. I need to... I've noticed that when I draw inside of the RSI indicators, it doesn't delete so easily. Okay, there we go. What is happening with the price of Bitcoin here on the local time frame? I'm just trying to see where is this level coming from. Oh, okay. It's from this low to this high. Yes, I'm going to keep this one. Yes, legends, we have tapped the 0.88. It looks like momentum is going to continue here to the downside. Okay, so now this is where you pull up your levels, okay? I don't like this from a bullish perspective. I do not like this. You've tapped the 0.88, which increases probabilities, even if you get a bounce, that you're going to come and take the low. And I mean, that is played out already during the live stream, where we tapped the 0.88 and I highlighted that the probabilities are still high to take the low, which we did. So even if we get a bounce, the probabilities are still high to take the low before we take the high. Okay. So I'm not interested in a long until we claim the low. So if we tap down here, we claim the weekly level, the 786, and we get acceptance back above, then I will be interested because we claimed the low. Okay, and we're currently getting the bounce there to the upside. So I'm not going to trade the bounce. Yes, you could get a nice bounce here to the upside. Definitely a possibility. Maybe it bounces, it retests the underbelly resistance, but you're still rolling over. Okay, and it comes to, and I do see some traders, they trade these little bounces, like what happened over here. Do you guys remember this price action over here, where you take the fib from the low to the high? We tapped the 0.88. Some of the guys last week Friday, they got into this trade at the 0.88. I said I'm going to sit it out because we increased the probabilities of taking the low. And then we got this nice bounce to the upside, up until even past the 50% fib level over here. So if you took profit, you protected your position, you made nice money. But then what happened? We claimed the low. So I'm going to stay out of that trade. Okay. Take this out the way. Let me go through some more comments. I'm in a short from 68,700. 68,700? Eesh. Okay, you shorted this pivot over here. Beautiful, beautiful. Your position should ideally already be protected. I hope you've taken some profits to the downside. And I do think that it has a high chance of continuing to the lower end, to at least come and claim this low, and here by $67,370, give or take. So well done, Donnie, well done. Alejandro, crazy 1 hour candle. Yeah, very, very bearish here to the downside. Very bearish. Okay, so I mean, I got stopped out of an attempt here by the weekly level, so now I stay out of the market. I'm seeing the bearishness. I saw the, and that's the game of the probabilities, legends, like I've highlighted, okay? This is usually a decision moment for me. That 15-minute candle where I took the trade over here, at some point got acceptance back above, but then it dipped below, and it closed a body outside, okay, below the weekly level, which usually 7 or 8 out of 10 times says that you're going to continue momentum in this direction when you see that. That's why I was like, I'm not getting back into this trade. So you guys can now see always when I highlight probabilities, okay, how the probabilities are playing out. 0.88, you take the low, okay? You close 15-minute time frame, body closes below a certain level, you continue momentum in that direction. You will start learning all the probabilities. Yes, there's always that other possibility of the 30 or 20% counting against you, but it's just a game of probabilities. Getting real thirsty. Right, lessons, and remember, if you'd like to come and trade, Bluffin, Weeks, 0% take a fee. One of the exchanges with the lowest fees, also where you don't have to KYC, right? Also your way to support the channel. If you'd like to come and join our Legends trading community, where myself and Andy do daily technical analysis and education, first link down in the description. And the price continues to fall here to the downside. So legends, I've basically analyzed Bitcoin here on the daily time frame, the 8-hour time frame, showing you guys the bullish case scenarios from the 112 combo, the massive, the massive target that we could reach with the 112 combo, the conservative target at $80,000, right? The contracting diagonal, where the invalidation is. If you haven't seen that, please go back into the video. I've discussed all of that. On ETH, just quickly, I'm looking at this daily level at $2,363 together with a 0.618. And how I get the 0.618 is taking a fib from the low to the high. And we have a daily level and a 0.618. But the level I like the most on ETH is $2,219. Okay. Also a bouncing zone here for the price of ETH. Link, very simple technical analysis. All I'm waiting for on Link is I don't care where the price bounces to the downside. all I'm doing on Link is I'm tracking this trend with my alarm. And when my alarm goes off, I will make a trading decision with good risk management. Okay, let's see how that plays out. Ponke, someone asked for Ponke analysis on Andy's live stream as well. I just quickly had a squiz at it. I don't like the scam weeks to the upside. Not a day trading coin for me. So I'm not even going to bother with Mr. Ponke over here. We can just delete that. Right. I love the long from videos. I learned so much. I love the long from videos. Watch and listen. Thank you so much. Looks like it's about to sweep the low. Yes, it looks like it wants to go and sweep the low. Okay. And this is the next bouncing area that I'm watching is the weekly point of control together with the 786. Okay. I want to see how price is going to react in this zone. If price dips below and it gets acceptance back above, I'll be interested. If price, like what happened over here, if it closes the body of a 15-minute candle below this weekly level, I'm not interested, okay? Because then you could still continue momentum here to the downside and go to the next level or go to the next level. And that is how we trade as technical traders. Right, after touching 0 points, possibly there can be a retracement to the golden pocket. Yes, Rudy, you're quite correct. Okay, often what happens, Rudy makes a very valid point. There's usually one of two things that happens. When you take a FIP from the low to the high and you tap the 0.88, like what happened over here, okay? It happened over here. This structure, it happened over here. It actually went a little bit higher. But usually one of two things happens, and this is sometimes the trades that some of the community members get into. When you tap the 0.88, often what happens is you either just continue and you take the low, or you get the bounce round about 618, 50%, okay, still making lower highs, and then you get the read, then it takes the low. That's what happened over here. I remember it like it was yesterday, which was Friday. Okay, when you take a FIP from this low to the high, you tap the 0.88, we retraced all the way to the 618 and the 50% FIP level. Okay, you still made a lower high compared to that high. You got the rejection and you took the low. So that often plays out. So if you don't just take it directly, you often retrace back to the 0.618, even as high as the 50% FIB level. Very normal to see that, but it looks like price just wants to continue here to the downside. So please don't put limit orders. Please don't FOMO into trades. Exercise good risk management. Never trade with more than what you can afford to lose. And if you do put a stop loss, take the knock. Don't move your stop loss and keep on adding to your position because you just don't know how aggressive price is going to continue to the downside. Okay. Is the probable point of control 66,553? 66,553. On the larger time frame. After touching agent, possibly there can be a retracement to the golden pocket. Yes, Rudy. Okay, I've gone through that. Legends, thank you so much. I have run out of time. I've been here for 2 hours and 7 minutes. Smash up the like on your way out. Thank you so much for joining me on this long live stream. And I will see you guys in the next one. Enjoy the evening. Just for now. Mm-hmm.